Yo, this is Conan. You're listening to World of Wrestling podcast with Tax and Rich. Boom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. My name is Rich, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy Tax Williams.
It's been quite an interesting week in professional wrestling, hasn't it? Interesting Rumble with no fans, good stuff on AEW, interesting appearances on NXT. Yeah, wrestling's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, I absolutely loved the Rumble. Real load of fun. Nice to see some new talent being put over at least one of the Rumbles.
I mean, in fairness, Edge has been gone, 11 years?
Sure.
So he's technically new.
Yeah, I don't really have a big problem with Edge going over. I think it was a fun, nostalgic, awesome moment. I worry about his longevity in this scene and whether WWE do need to put some new people over. But they did with Bianca Belair. That was a really awesome moment, like with a tear in my eye, to quote a great champion.
I do wonder. I know the online chatter is that Edge pitched it, and I wonder if originally they thought Keith Lee.
Maybe.
But obviously Keith Lee was unable to attend the Rumble due to, one would assume, association with Mia Yim, and she's currently isolating because of COVID. So I wonder if that gave Edge the opportunity to pitch and go, well, if we haven't got a winner, I'm available.
Yeah, absolutely. Which champion do you think he'll go up against?
Oh, Reigns.
Has
Because
to be,
they're going to go,
Yeah.
they've got to build Sheamus Drew for one of the main events.
I
But
think, wouldn't
as
it be
they're doing-
typical WWE to try and turn Edge heel against Drew right now?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh,
But I wonder if they're doing a 2-night Mania, if they'll let Sasha and Bianca headline a Mania.
That'd be fun. That'd be really, really fun. Unless they
Plus
take the belt off.
25,000 fans.
Is that what they're aiming for now? I don't even know.
Because the Super Bowl this weekend, they're going for 20,000 fans. So obviously WWE is going to try and top that. And
Let's
if
go
they've got
Brady.
any sense,
Let's go Team Brady.
let's go sports. I do enjoy watching the Super Bowl, but I'm absolutely shattered this week from staying up for the Rumble. We're recording a day late because I had an online meeting with my new work colleagues as of the end of March, but I wanted to dip in and meet them as well. So I'm absolutely exhausted. I keep looking at it going, what time does the coverage of the Super Bowl start? 11:30 at night, and that's only when the coverage starts. And then the thing is, normally with Super Bowl, if I wasn't trying to again go back onto cutting weight, and I'd sit there and go, well, that's fine because that's like 6 hours. So I'll have a bag of Maltesers at hour 1. I'll have some Pringles at hour 2, some Pepsi at hour 3, and like pace it out with snacks. But
Okay,
if I'm
I
not
see
going to be
that.
able to eat snacks, if it's a case of I'll have a handful of grapes at hour 1 and I'll have 6 cashew nuts at hour 2, it's like, what's the fucking point?
Nah, dude, get yourself a microwavable pizza and a bag of Maltesers and just go to town. Trust me, it's the way to go.
Yeah, but what am I going to do for hours 2 to 6?
You repeat the process. Don't you understand this?
and also from a as we're semi talking about food, I also had quite an interesting week as mine and Coach Wicked's food podcast first episode dropped yesterday.
Put it over,
lunchtime.
sir. Put it over.
Me and Coach Wicked are doing a food podcast called That Food Podcast, available on all your favourite podcast apps, other than Google at the moment because they're taking ages to authorize it, and Amazon. But like we had with this pod, it took a couple of weeks for certain pod providers to do it, and it's
I'm
just
sure
a nice
your boy,
relaxed-
your professional podcasting buddy over here can help you out a little bit if you need it, mate. So give me a shout.
I know a guy. He's
You
really
do?
good at what he does.
Yeah, I do it for a living now, don't you know? It's crazy.
Exactly. You are the man. And on that subject as well,
Not this podcast.
Imagine. And also, thank you to everyone who's bought hoodies. We've seen lots of people share it on social media. At World of Rest Pod, all of our wonderful Murder Clown hoodies have been flying off the shelves like hotcakes. It's good to see people share those. So thank you very much for supporting the pod.
Yeah, who thought? I honestly thought maybe like 1 or 2 people will pick up the hoodies, but like we've sold so many, it's ridiculous. I think it didn't hurt that like the boys at Wrestle Talk have mentioned our pod on a few different streams now, and so I think people are kind of steadily kind of like flooding in. I keep seeing the numbers going up, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't like being this popular. I'm not used to it, Tax.
They're only here for the merch.
I mean, it's fucking good merch. You can get your own over at amazon.co.uk. Just search World of Wrestling Podcast hoodie or t-shirt and you'll find the stuff. You can also find all the links over at worldofwrestlingpodcast.com. Look at me, I'm a professional. Yeah, boy.
It's almost like you've now been immersed in the Wrestle Talk culture too much that you've learned to shill. This is awesome.
Yeah, but I always say call people fucking cunts on our podcast all the time, so I don't think so. Who knows?
I mean, you'll notice that food podcast doesn't have the little E next to it because we won't have the only blue we'll have on our podcast will be cheese.
Disgusting behaviour. But yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to it, man. And yeah, I enjoyed your Pie Clubs bit, so we'll see what happens, eh?
But something we don't enjoy. TNA Impact Wrestling.
You chose this, remember? You chose this path.
I'm having the best time watching this.
Just to quickly throw it out there, the Forbidden Door has been opened this week. Kenta on AEW. Oh, I almost covered my fucking monitor, mate. It was beautiful.
Was that because he had his J-pop highlights in his hair now?
I had a moment. I was just like, it's a contracted New Japan wrestler in an AEW ring. It's fucking happening. And look how hot he looks. It's great time.
Just even having Kenta turn up on AEW, the fan feedback for that, considering how much of a shit show they made of him in NXT, and I know he had injuries, but imagine if they just actually learnt how to use talent, because Kenta's phenomenal. He's so good.
It took him 2-3 years to get back to where he is now because of what happened with WWE. I swear to God, he was terrible when he went to New Japan. He's got so much better. Holy shit, is he good right now.
And when you look at Dynamite last night, when you've got talent, AEW talent, Impact talent, NWA talent, and now New Japan talent, all on the same card. Man, Tony Khan, I listened to his pod with Jericho when I was being upper middle class and building raised beds in my garden for my vegetable patch.
Delightful.
And I was just listening to him, and this is what happens when you've got someone who is so astute at business, but also a nice, normal human being who actually interacts with what the people want.
It's revolutionary, mate. Really is. It's the best.
I can't bloody wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
But it does mean, genuinely, when fans get back in those stadiums and back in those arenas at the end of this year, they're going to sell out. I mean, show for show, per Tony Khan on Jericho's podcast, they did better gates than any wrestling promotion did in 2020 pre-pandemic.
Interesting.
And
cool.
that should be a worry for WWE with their touring brand. But I say it should be a worry for WWE as Scrooge McMahon swims through his vault full of money like Scrooge McDuck does. I've just sold the network for $1 billion. And don't worry, I don't even have to worry about hosting the fucking thing anymore. La 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 la.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that, Vince takes a couple of weeks off because his brother died. Like, genuinely, that is a sad thing. That I'm not mocking that at all. But then Vince is away for, a couple of weeks and suddenly still loads of good shit starts to happen in WWE, Like Bianca Belair winning the Rumble and stuff. Like, I'm sure Vince approved it and everything, but the way they got there, god damn, it was fun. That Rumble was awesome, man. Like, I can't wait to have AEW flying with this New Japan Bullet Club stuff at the top and then have WWE flying with, like, Triple H booking it, hopefully, is what it seems to be. God, man, we're in for some really, really exciting times. And speaking of exciting times...
Go on. No, this is too good a segue to miss. Crack on.
Back to 2013. This was broadcast on the 24th of January 2013, recorded on the 18th of January 2013. It is Impact Wrestling number 446.
Sponsored by Bellator MMA.
Yeah, TNA. Is it Impact? Is it Impact? Is it TNA? Who knows?
Bellator Impact Wrestling TNA Fight MMA.
Part 3 of our TNA Impact Aces Nates TNA Aces 8 TNA Impact Aces series. I don't know what to call it.
Sam Crow Season 3.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the time TNA were doing one live show, then one recorded show, and that recorded show will be broadcast the week after, right? That's all we've got here.
Correct, yes.
Brilliant. So we're in the Impact Zone. I love saying the Impact Zone. It sounds so cool. In Universal Studios, Florida. This was broadcast live. Not live, sorry. Delayed, I guess. Recorded, whatever. On Spike TV. We had to acquire it via nefarious means because TNA streaming service is fucking stupid. And it's TNA on Spike, so obviously did a 1.2 in the ratings. Good stuff. So, same goddamn awful commentary team as the last few shows. Mike Tenay, Taz, who's now a heel biker commentator, still employed by TNA. Logic, but we'll get to that. And Todd on commentary is also here. Todd Kennel from Helly?
Todd Kennelly from Helly?
That pun came to me when I was very tired. And I still laugh at it now. I think it's great.
I mean,
laugh at my joke.
I'm just looking back at Todd Kennelly from Helly, and I still can't believe that he is the soundtrack to this run of shows.
God, he's just so impassioned, isn't he? It just makes me want to watch wrestling.
I am here in the commentary booth. It's not a booth, mate. It's a fucking table. You're at a table.
Tax on this 2-hour broadcast of TNA Impact Wrestling that does not include a wedding segment this week. There are 4 fucking matches.
One more than last week. So the booking has increased. We've actually got wrestling.
Jesus Christ. 2 fucking hours, about 20 minutes worth of wrestling in it. It's I'm gonna be all right. Let's be totally open and honest about it right from the start. I detested the first few shows. I felt, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt I was lulled into a sense of normality with this show almost.
It's the stages of dealing with grief. You're now currently in acceptance.
Yeah, that's almost how it felt. Like, I didn't feel angry after watching the show. I was just like, right? That was like my reaction. Can you explain
the good
this?
thing? Well, probably because we've got no Hogan on this show this week, which is nice.
Yeah.
We've got Chris Daniels in the main event, which is always nice. Kaz is continuing to have his manager's license, which is nice. Tara's here, so it's nice to see the champion. That's nice. Mr. Pectacular's here, who doesn't like to feel inadequate. He's here. Great.
One of the little criticisms I have about this show is there's quite a few people that feature that they never introduce. So I have no idea who most of these people were until about, 5 minutes on screen time maybe, where someone finally goes, oh, this person's doing this. And you're like, oh, that's who that is. Okay, good stuff.
Shall we get into the card?
So we get a video recap of last week's episode. Did you know there's a Bellator show after this?
All I need to know is, can I have a countdown clock at the bottom of the screen like I had last week? That's all I was interested in when I watched this.
So Bellator are doing weekly shows apparently, because again, yes, this countdown clock is throughout the entire fucking show, going, don't worry, it'll be over soon.
Real fighters, real athletes.
Yeah. So creepy 62-year-old Bubba Ray marrying 12-year-old Brooke Hogan, Brit Rest. So Taz turned heel. Taz turned heel on Veiled the Aces Nate's allegiance. So we're 3 minutes into the show, and we're just watching last week's show without the fun bits, basically.
Yeah, they cut out Gallows and Nux holding on to Brooke.
How
they
fucking
had the
dare
audio.
they? How fucking dare they? They're just replaying the stuff that they cut away from last time because the director's obviously shit and didn't show the bits they wanted to show. Missing out the funniest bit, like, look at your daddy, Brooke. Where's your daddy now?
But leaving the audio
Gallows.
on.
Yeah, I know. So stupid.
And it's good for Gallows that, 8 years on, he's still having his matches and segments edited.
Oh, mate. Yeah,
TV.
absolutely. Yeah. The way he swings the belt, though, fucking hell, it still makes me laugh every time I see it, even though I know he's going to do it every time. Oh, it's fucking great.
Even on BT, when they're like, you realise we're going to have to edit that match.
He just starts fucking the green screen. You're like, what are you doing?
I'm just getting this buck.
So during this opening segment where they're like recutting what they showed last week, And you can literally hear a director going to the camera ops, make sure you get that shot of him standing over there. Like, what? Could you not cut that bit of audio maybe? But it's TNA, so who gives a fucking shit. They show the wedding aftermath. Thankfully not that, though.
Well, that's because it's illegal in several countries.
Exactly. Fucking hell. Todd on commentary sitting right next to Mike Tenay, but not Taz, welcomes us to the show. The cut is awful, so it cuts off the beginning of Todd speaking. It goes, "Oh, everyone, to Impact Wrestling." And you're like, boys, this isn't even live.
That's why, because Borash was like, just fucking cut it here. Todd's got a bit of personality in the O.
It's Todd Kennel from Helly, along with Professor Mike Tenay. And just last week on Impact, I did that way too enthusiastically. Sorry, let me bring it down a tone. And just last week on Impact, we went from sublime to the shocking, a sickening attack by the Aces and Eights. The wedding night in shambles. Hulk Hogan, Bully Ray, Sting, laid out. Along with many others. You can't say sentences. It's just like little stabs of words,
Bring back Don West.
Oh, fucking A, man. I'd much rather listen to that than this fucking bollocks, even though I detested Don West, but whatever. He continues, and a tormented, distraught Brooke Hogan caught in the middle. And she also had her wedding last week. Way! Mike and Todd chat away. They're pointing out Taz is missing. At least Tenay adds some sort of levity to this, like some serious
Mike
levels of
Tenay
acting.
saying that he's seen a lot of things in his career, but last Thursday was the most shocked he'd ever been in his TNA tenure, which basically means he's forgotten about the Gauntlet for the Gold.
Battle Royal, Gauntlet for the Gold, Battle Royal. What other names did they have for it? I'm trying to remember as I'm saying it.
It was the Gauntlet for the Gold. That's what they called it.
They called it the something tournament as well. They had like 5 different names for it. We did a whole podcast on this. I can't remember a fucking thing. It's like you kind of watch TNA and then you immediately go, can I get that out my brain as fast as possible?
I mean, that's what most of the wrestlers on the last shows have been doing.
Yeah, to be fair. So there's this really weird fucking scene that we cut to now, because obviously we don't cut to a wrestling match, listener. You silly bastards. We cut to the biker gang kind of outside, kind of clapping. Oh, by the way, my microwave's probably about to go off because my missus needs to warm up her dinner because she's been trying to put my kids to sleep. I don't give a fuck at this point. It's TNA. Who cares? You'll enjoy listening to a microwave. It'll be fine.
A microwave is more compelling than Todd Kennan in Helly's commentary. I'd rather hear it go beep, 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 because that would be better than half the dross. There we go, Todd. When was that, Todd?
This is like listening to Todd. Just give it a second.
The difference is, though, with a microwave, you might get something tasty out of it, whereas with Todd, it's just pointless.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, you describe this biker fucking bollocks we're watching. I can't even do it anymore.
So
show's only just started.
So basically, the Ace and Eights are out the back, and they're clapping around while some guy on a motorbike rides round backstage. And at this stage, I thought, Bischoff, you've seen biker gangs. They don't sit around like going, "Hey, we've got wheels, hey, tits and beaver, ride your bikes around." No, they park their motorbikes. They all go and have a beer, and they have a lovely chat.
It's the best thing ever.
You know, what was also known as the Beautiful People.
Oh my god, this is TNA's women's division, isn't it?
Well, in fairness, Tits and Beaver also features in a Valentine's Day 40% off shop segment we'll get to later in
Jesus
this show.
Christ, yeah.
But yeah, basically, they're all stood there, and even though it's a biker club, where it's their own secret club...
Tits and Beaver. Let's keep doing it. Keep going.
The Tits and Beaver crew are outside, Tits and Eights are outside, and the thing is, this is their own clubhouse where they're all together. Why are the fucking morons still wearing their masks?
Yeah, it's really dumb, and I guess they see the camera, and so there's some justification there. But fuck it. Like, you know, when you're at a gig and like, you know, there's like 10 people there or whatever. I'm sure you've experienced a few of these, like I have, definitely. But then, like, a group of, like, 14-year-olds will somehow sneak their way into the venue and kind of start their own mosh pit.
Ken Anderson was trying to do the mosh pit by himself. He was, like, throwing shoulders down. So, he was one windmill away from being at a Soulfly concert. Fucking hell. But basically, it finished off with them raising 8 fingers in the air, because that's how many they got up Brooke Hogan last night. And then we go to our opening video package.
Yeah, nice kind of slow-mo opening video package. Really not too bad. Just showing people doing wrestling stuff, few transitions. Nothing amazing, but it's good enough.
Yeah, this is new because we haven't had this so far
on
their transition as they go through. But it was just, as soon as I saw this little biker gang, it just reminded me of what people in local towns were doing, their little moped gangs where they managed to de-restrict their mopeds by knocking the nut out the back and they can go 37 miles an hour rather than 29. Hey, look at me! I could set up a speed camera. Now you've done it, you prick, and now you've got a ticket.
Yep, pretty much.
Fucking moron.
It's not great.
Tits and beaver.
Tits and beaver. Aces and Eights arrive in their pleather merch shop next to the merry-go-round in Universal Studios. Taz breathes into the mic because the 10-yard walk blew him up into the ring.
Also, oh, hello, Todd. Also, I like the fact that they really like plaid or plaid, depending on what country you're from. And they're like, so we're going to wear Mick Foley's cut-offs and our cuts made out of PVC.
Like Taz wearing like a bright yellow plaid kind of shirt. You're like, I'm not sure how intimidated I am by your sunny yellow shirt, mate.
It's like retired man sitting at the golf course bar shirt, and then a really bad faux leather waistcoat with a terrible iron-on Premier League tattoo on the back.
Yeah. Taz immediately uses a double negative to say he's part of... Fuck's sake.
Todd?
He had
Todd?
to be part
Are
of
you
being
okay?
an Aces and Eights. And puts over this vision of the higher power. I'm like, Vince already did that, buddy. Like, this has been done. What are you doing?
It was me, bully. It was me all along. Oh my God, Hulk Hogan's in a biker gang.
See, that would have been funny, because then it's an insider mocking joke, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I wouldn't have found it funny, to be fair, but it would have been better than some of the shit they're pulling here. Taz shits on everyone. Taz tells Dixie to check the contract he has with TNA. If one person puts a finger on Taz, he'll own the friggin' place. I'm like, he's Teflon Taz.
Which is fantastic because it means you can cook a stir fry in him and it won't stick.
Wok Taz? Can we go with that?
What did you say, Taz?
So, yeah,
and
this
then,
is
and then
a
after he
segment,
says
isn't
he's
it?
Teflon Taz, after he says he's Teflon Taz, he goes on to say that there's another higher power again. And it's like, Taz, this is why we have script writers in WWE.
It's not the last time Taz will basically just steal someone else's shtick tonight, but we'll get to that. Tara, formerly known as Victoria in WWE, is backstage with Roger Stone? Question mark?
No, that's not Robbie E.
Yeah, it's Jesse, right?
Jesse Goddard's.
I don't want to be Jesse. From BT this week.
I don't want to be Jesse. Let's ring the bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gallows.
That's not an evergreen joke, but like, you know, if someone listens to it this week, they'll find that funny maybe. Like if they remember that one nothing moment. So Jesse, Roger Stone, whatever, has got this Velvet Stone action figure thing, and he says things. I'm like, okay, good stuff. So we've got Tara versus Velvet Sky first, Tax.
Oh, in fairness, like we're not doing this enough comedy slapstick credit here for Jesse Goddard's.
What do
Mr.
you mean?
Spectacular doing this.
What do you mean? Did you not watch what I watched?
He was making really funny jokes, suggesting that Tara's an athlete, and then holding the plastic action figure of Velvet Sky and saying, "Velvet Sky, she's all plastic." That's hilarious.
Yeah, okay, good stuff.
He's mocked her for having fake tits.
Okay,
you know,
fair enough. I appreciate good
It's funny.
tits, though. So, I mean, you know, whatever. But first, TNA have to whore out their women's division. We get this like not Impact shop.com thing for Valentine's Day, and I'm like, what is the company called, Dixie? Is it TNA? Is it Impact? Is it Wrestling TNA? TNA Impact Wrestling by TNA? Like, might want to get into that. You know, it's kind of important.
for the record, this actually wasn't anything to do with the wrestling promotion. It's just hot women. That's why it was shoptna.com. Shoptnb.com.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like sex toys.
Yeah, exactly. Get your own flashlight of Christy Hemme.
That's definitely
I've
how
got
it's
6.
advertised. It's filth, though. It's absolute filth. It's like a burlesque.
I mean, it's
half porn.
I'm really glad we
softcore.
got to see it again.
Yeah, they show it a couple of times tonight, and I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time we get to see this. They probably spent a lot of
Last
money.
time I'll watch it this week.
We're told that we get the Chris Daniels Jeff Hardy title match tonight. Did you also know Bellator's on after this? Chris Daniels and Hardy actually get a video package here too. We're like, okay, nice, a video package. I know they like a lot of these, but it felt like a good time to put one here to be like, look, we've got a main event that you actually want to watch tonight.
Especially hyping if people are tuning in and they're stupid and they've come 2 hours early for Bellator.
Sure.
Oh, I'll just wait around because I don't. In case I change the channel, I might forget that Bellator's on at 10. So I'm going to leave the channel on Spike for 2 hours. Oh, who's this guy with the face paint and the 2 belts, which look like toys? And who's this really talented athlete guy who looks like he'd be really good in our welterweight division?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That being said about this video package here, at this point I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. By the end of the night, I was like, please, just no more video packages. Enough. I think there's maybe 15 on just this show.
What happened was when they made their new entrance video, they obviously commissioned the person to do it. And was like, could you maybe do a few extras? And he billed them for it. And Dixie was like, just got to use them now.
Yeah. There's ones for like, upcoming tours, upcoming pay-per-views. Like, at least they're promoting things that are upcoming. This is something that TNA never used to do when I watched it back in the day. It would be like the Impact before the pay-per-view. They'd be like, oh, by the way, we've got a pay-per-view this weekend, don't you know? So there's some positive to it.
I was going to say, you can tell there is a slightly different approach to the business model, because even whilst we've mocked the Shop T and Beaver advert, it's something different. They're actually shilling their own stuff, like the lockdown tour, the fan interaction in like a McDonald's. They may not be big league, but they're making themselves look bigger. And obviously, we'll find out.
What
later
did you
in this
just
episode.
say? Big league into McDonald's? I lost you completely there.
Oh, they're trying to make themselves look big league by having these like signings and fan meet and greets, which will probably be held in like the children's birthday area of a McDonald's.
I
Not
see
enough
what you're
people to
saying.
fill out.
Yeah, these like elite video packages, these elite travel packages and stuff they have, where you get to hang out with like I don't know, Robbie E or someone,
Get on a Greyhound to Sasquatchin.
Yeah, exactly. So we cut to Christopher Daniels and Kaz backstage. The whole thing is completely out of focus. I was literally just watching it going, focus, focus, focus. Mr. Cameraman, focus, focus. It's not good.
I mean, I was watching this on a phone running 5K in my garage at this part of the promo, so my ability to gauge the vision and the quality, and again, I didn't know if that was just how we obtained the footage.
Oh, no. This is just massively out of focus. There's points where it's focused on the background, so Kaz will be like right in front of the camera, and then you can read in the background there's like text on the wall and stuff. I'm like, oh no, just left the autofocus on. It's like proper amateur hour, so it's a bit of a shame.
Borash.
Yeah, the producer is asking them some questions, and we get a bit of a wobbly camera sort of thing going on, and it's not the last time we'll get a wobbly fucking camera with people backstage tonight. You know what they're going for? They're going for that, oh, look, we just captured this moment. But they feel like this is take 5 or 6 maybe, because the guys aren't exactly impassioned. And this is Chris Daniels and Kaz we're talking about. Like, these guys can get shit over. And it's a little wearing thin already for me in these wobbly fucking camera moments,
The problem is, as we mentioned about video packages, this isn't the first or last time we're going to see this wobbly camera. Oh, guys, I need to ask you a question. Shock interview, catch it as it happens sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to happen on this episode.
Christopher Daniels has an Appletini. Kaz has a manager license. Christopher Daniels does some cool rhyming slang sort of stuff like Muhammad Ali or something. It's fun enough, but it's the same segment we've seen for the last week or so.
But he popped me when he said, I'm going to be Christopher Daniels, World Heavyweight Champion of the world.
It's good stuff. Cut to commentary. Todd is flustered. Taz talks shit, who's joined them on commentary. And finally, it's a fucking match. We got there eventually. But, you know, it's a women's match, so knockouts match. We have to zoom over Christy Hemi's crotch for a little bit first.
Consistency. People complain there's not enough consistency in professional wrestling. ShopTNA.com.
So it's a TNA Women's Knockout Championship match of Tara, our current champion, who's accompanied by Jessie, who's her lovely muscly boy, with versus Velvet Sky. Commentary just going on and on about the Aces and Eights stories, you know, as the match is starting. Taryn Terrell is still women's ref. She's the ref for all of these women's matches, it would seem. Jessie goes to press slam Tara pre-match. And I'm like, oh, is this part of their entrance? And thankfully it is, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, he picks her up above his head and they're like, I'm friends with this person. This is our entrance.
Sometimes you've just got to lift. He might have not done it backstage and gone, I haven't got a vein popping. Tara, get up here. I'm on TV.
Fair point. It's not going to put the butts in the seats, you know what I mean?
Nobody's going to put the ladies into the seats.
It's going to dampen some seats.
Tits and beaver.
The bell rings while Tara has her back to Velvet. Can we do this, referee Joey? I don't know.
Such disrespect for the challenger. And
yeah,
again,
this fucking referee, mate. Awful.
But from a storyline standpoint, Mike Dean reffing this match.
Don't get me started.
At least it's a continuation story. They've had the Gail Kim Velvet Sky stuff. They had the botched finish. They have the follow-up on last week's episode. And we've actually now got the title match. It's not like WWE where they suddenly forget someone's a number one contender or someone's owed a title shot. So at least there's consistency in the storyline that they're going for here.
So Velvet Sky attacks Tara from behind, like the dastardly face she is.
Cross the line, mate. Nose, heels, or face in TNA.
They do a few spots and cut to the adverts because it's a women's match, obviously. As we come back, do you know there's a Bellator show after this? You're like, come on, guys, just one match, please. Fuck's sake. Tara up top, Ric Flair spot off the top. Some perv in the front row zooms in, gets a nice photo of Velvet's crotch. You see this guy?
Love his work.
It's so creepy. Sitting in the front row, like just to the right of the hard cam, there's a guy who literally watches the fucking Velvet Sky fall off the ropes. His legs are like towards him, and he's literally going, I'm just going to lean to the left and take this zoom and twist it, and there's the photo of her crotch. Like, fucking hell, mate.
The man's on holiday. He's trying to have a good time. He's not an Impact fan. He probably thinks this is a show. He probably thinks it's like what I referred to as softcore porn at the dance show at Treasure Island in Vegas. And I tell you what, if you ever go to Vegas with your partner and they say, oh, should we go and watch some of the shows? Go to Treasure Island and watch the Treasure Island show, because it's supposed to be kid-friendly, but it's basically softcore porn, and it's fucking brilliant.
Sounds great, man. This is what this is, that's for sure. It's definitely...
The wrestling was better on Treasure Island.
Would you call TNA kid-friendly? Would we call it human-friendly?
No, because it's edgy.
Edgy. God, that's a word for it. Edgy.
Didn't he win the Rumble?
Velvet has some bollocks version of an X Factor that commentary don't call at all, that I think is meant to be her finish. Jessie up to distract the ref, because, you know, TNA. Velvet moves out the way as Tara runs into Jessie, knocking him off the apron. Velvet goes for something. Jessie grabs Velvet's leg. Can he do that, Joey? Also, Taryn Terrell, can he do that, ref?
Well, this is important. So the holding down of the leg is an genuinely good refereeing from a storyline telling standpoint. That's why they always tell you to go head to head with. So the referee's head is with the pinned person's head, because then if you're looking at the shoulders, you can't see shenanigans elsewhere. So she didn't even botch that from Taryn Terrell's standpoint. She went right to where she would be, so she may not be able to see any.
The problem with this theory is that she's standing up with her back to the hard cam, looking at Jessie, grabbing the leg, and goes, oh, there's a pinfall. So then goes down for the 1, 2, 3. It's like, She would have seen it, dude. Come on. It's right there.
Yeah, but that wasn't her fault. That was Jessie grabbing the leg too early.
Jessie is holding Velvet's foot as Tara stays in the cover for the 1, 2, 3 because TNA and still Knockouts champion Tara. Yay! This ref
She
is
had a good outing in the Rumble, didn't she? Good to have her back.
yeah. She looked a bit hesitant.
Yeah, I mean, she just saw what happened to Jillian Hall.
Sure. She's like going, who do I have to get in the ring with? Nia? Oh no, thanks.
I've got a real job to look after tomorrow.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah, so I like Tara, especially during this time period. I think she's a very good wrestler. Not so sure about Velvet Sky.
Never been a fan, considering that Angelina Love was head and shoulders above the rest of the beautiful people in ring, and even then, like I really like Angelina Love. I like her character. I like her promos. But as you said, in ring, this was very much the beautiful people used to get really good ratings per segment for when they were in. So I understand why Velvet's still knocking around in this time when the beautiful people aren't together anymore. But it's when you look down the limited women's roster they had. But could you imagine they just gave us Tara and Gail Kim? That match would have been great.
I think the reason she's knocking around is called 36D, mate. You know? You said it last week.
Is that where is that the Dudley Death Drop?
Quick video package. Hey, next week, Impact, which we're covering next week of the World of Wrestling podcast, will be in the UK.
I'm so excited, and I started watching this episode earlier today.
I love British crowds. They're so much better than fucking dumb Americans. No offense. It's okay if you say no offense afterwards, right?
I mean, it worked for redacted wrestler in NXT UK, right?
I'm joking, Americans. I love you, really. But this Impact crowd,
I'm not joking about redacted NXT UK
No.
person.
But like this fucking crowd in the Impact Zone, whatever, like, you know, Universal Studios, it's absolutely fucking abysmal week after week. The paid actors and the holiday makers, you know. So to see an actual wrestling fan base that are impassioned and want to come see wrestling, it'd be really interesting to see what they enjoy, what they shit on. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you're going to get genuinely quite honest reactions from a British crowd, and they're noisy as fuck.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good to watch next week.
But we are in Manchester, so watch out for the gun crime. You know, it's open fight night, which essentially means they don't have to book a show
Open
very
fire
well.
night.
It's like, you know, Western Saloon. Someone does a power slam, and they're like, yeah.
But ding 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 ding.
Yeah. So open fight night. What the fuck is this?
Great concept where you can call out anyone on the TNA roster and you've got to have a fight with them because they've called you out.
Wouldn't everyone just call out Jeff, the champion, and be like, I want a title shot. Give me my title shot now.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But here's the thing. Why do we have to have contract signings for some matches and we can't... I mean, think of the admin nightmare at the Manchester Arena next week's Impact for Open Fight Night. As you said, I'm going to fight Jeff. No, I'm going to fight Jeff. I'm going to fight Jeff. All right, so we're going to have a 10-man gauntlet beat the clock challenge. No, I'm fighting Jeff. You're going to fight, I know, Joe Park.
Exactly. You can understand the gimmick. It's the typical kind of like Russo Bischoff-y type. Oh, what revolutionary thing can we do this week to make people look over here, make a loud noise, you know? But it just means they don't have to tell good stories. They can have someone come out and be like, I want to wrestle this person, and just have a unique match, which is okay if you're a spot show company, but this is fucking TNA. They're doing weekly television, you know?
Oh, and also, you know, we can't have half our roster there because they're not allowed visas because they're drug-addled criminals.
Well, there is that, yeah. Oh, that's a fair point. Is Jeff not going to be able to go across?
I don't think he made it because of those reasons. I think a few others couldn't make it either.
Good stuff. Do you reckon someone would come to the ring and be like, I challenge John Cena. Because you can challenge anyone, right? Logic.
John Cena comes out to the Impact Zone.
Like, wait, what happened? Am I in some other world? We're getting way too surreal here. Let's move on. Sting walks backstage because, WCW 2000, yeah. Wobbly cam, producer asks him questions, rinse repeat. Sting doesn't want to talk to anyone yet. He'll talk to people later. Good stuff.
And also, it's nothing to do with Sting. It's not his wedding, yet the producer's saying, who'd you hold accountable for the wedding? Well, first of all, Brooke accepted a marriage proposal from Bully, so they're accountable for hosting the wedding. And then Taz turned round and Hogan said, get the women out of here. Because, he's sexist and, hashtag me too. They should have stayed to fight.
Okie dokie. Moving on, quick lockdown video promotion because we need another video package, obviously, but at least they're promoting their pay-per-view that's coming up at the end of this series. Stay tuned. I feel like you want to say something.
No, I was going to say, was that for actual lockdown? Was that another one for the lockdown tour where they get to see a cage match? And the guy during the promo went, I mean, you never get to see a cage match. There's nothing quite like a match in a cage.
Technically, I think that's the later video package. This is just we've got a lockdown thing coming up to start with. But the video
you're merges into one.
Yeah, the video package you're talking about is later in the evening, and it's literally they've paid 3 actors from Central Casting to pretend to be fans. It could not be more obvious. They all look exactly the same. They've obviously put out a casting call. The Central Casting have gone, you 3 fit the bill. You're all the same. It's
actually the same person.
I wish it was, because then it would just be like, we've got a fan and we're talking to him. But no, it's 3 different people that look all almost identical. It's so fucking stupid. Kenny King backstage with, I thought at this point, I wasn't sure who this was, but this is Zema Ion with his big fucking emo 90s band haircut thing going on. It's a gimmick, isn't it?
Yep, it's pre-DJZ as well, when him and Robbie would be doing their
Love that
stuff.
gimmick. Very, very Healy. Like it. This was, who's the heel? Who's the face? Who gives a shit? Did you know there's a Bellator show after this, Tax?
What's a Bellator?
Yeah.
Is it the Bellas on tour?
It's that TV show
Bellator
thing they have, right? Yeah, cool.
Total Bellator.
The fucking Bella twins are on the WWE's reaction stream the other day, and it really hurt our numbers on Wrestle Talk, so fuck them.
You got outdrawn by the Bellas.
I mean, come on, dude. They've got quite a fucking social media pull, to be fair to them.
They do. I mean, now Nikki Bella and Artem Chekhovleva are in marriage counselling together.
No one cares. Let's move on. So Kenny King and Zema Ion.
Everyone else cares. That's why they didn't watch your fucking stream.
Fuck you. They're going to be tag teaming tonight. I'm like, okay, cool. Hanging out with Brooke. Is that what's...
Ace and 8 fingers.
Yeah. So these guys are going to be tagging tonight, and they're X Division guys, and they don't get on or something. Like, who gives a shit? Joseph Park heads to the ring. He really is a lovable, goofy face. Like, I really find this character endearing. I think he's great.
He's doing. It certainly, shows he can. It's got good acting chops to go from Abyss to this. From goth to boss.
Lovely listener, when's the last time you remember us talking about a wrestling match, by the way? We're 45 minutes into the podcast. I'm just saying.
Hey, we had an epic encounter between Tara and Velvel.
Yeah, sure. Park puts over Open Fight Night in Gun Crime City next week. He'll be there and he'll be competing. Hooray! Park is going to study the roster and choose his opponent. I can't even talk anymore. So he gets the W next week, as the boys say. He'll debut in Impact Wrestling when he holds court. I'm like, there's too many gimmicks going on here. Hasn't he already wrestled? How is it his debut, Tax?
He was as a lawyer, he was very, correct in saying it was going to be his Impact Wrestling, as in the television show.
Isn't
Impact
the company
Wrestling
called
debut.
Impact Wrestling, Tax? Isn't that what they tell us every time we fucking tune in? Welcome to Impact Wrestling. That's not the fucking name of the company. Why do they keep saying it?
because the pay-per-view is TNA Genesis. So he hasn't wrestled on Impact Wrestling.
But
yet.
what's
He's
the
wrestled on
belt called?
TNA.
What's the website called? It's all TNA this and TNA that, but we're at Impact. So it's his debut and it's not his debut. It's just like, I hate this world. I want out so much. It's terrible.
The reason the websites are saying Sporesh doesn't understand how to transfer domains.
This fucking company. Like, I like this character, but as soon as he's like, it's my debut on Impact Wrestling, I'm like, you could say on the TV show Impact, but he doesn't. He says it on the... It's really minor shit, but it's like stuff that, like, I swear I have like some sort of minor OCD that just triggers this so much.
I mean, I think he did say to finish that it's the television debut of Joseph Park and he's going to get the W. But I get the impression by this time, as Joe Park had thrown so much shit out there of gimmicks, that a lot of this would have been lost.
Yeah, sure. Up next, it's a bloody wrestling match, Tags. Can you fucking believe it?
Hashtag unfriend. I'm not podcasting about actual wrestling on a wrestling podcast.
It's a tag team match of Christian York and Rob Van Dam, the current X Division champion, versus Kenny King and Zima Ion. Now, you look at these four names on paper. There's like, some potential at the very least. Should we wander through this rarity on TNA? The wrestling match?
Right before this match started, knowing that Zima Ion was in this, I thought, people are just going to throw this poor kid about. I'm glad they did.
Kenny King's music may suck, but I always find myself shouting along to Rob Van Dam, dum 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 dum, the whole fucking show, dum 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 dum. And then Rob Van Dam lifts his hands on his pyro. I'm like, that's really fucking cool.
Coolest man on the card.
Yeah, it's just a really great entrance. He's half asleep and fucking baked out of his face, but it's a cool entrance.
We've said already, like, at least his entrance theme is very, very good as well.
Yeah, he always times the hand lift really perfectly as well with the music.
He loves a gimmick.
Yeah, sure. As these four lads are doing some fun wrestling with some kind of a little bit of heel-face dynamic here and there, finally, like, oh, great. Commentary reminders, Bellator's on after this. You're like, fucking hell, guys, okay. Rob Van Dam takes all the heat for some fucking reason. Zima Ion misses a 450, meaning Rob Van Dam can get the tag to Christian York, because here we go, big babyface moment. Here comes the guy to take the pinfall. Kenny and York run through some spots. So do RVD and Zima Ion. Is it just me, or during this match is the ring mic incredibly noisy?
I just think they're bumping very, very hard.
Yeah, I think compared to the last, I just think they're not used to miking the ring for wrestling matches.
They seem to do a better job at the pay-per-view than this, but I don't know.
That has a few matches to get them kind of warmed up to getting the audio levels right. You know what I mean? This fucking show doesn't. Did Tara and Velvet take a bump? Oh, for God's sake. RVD gets shoved off the top rope, lands on the guardrail to the outside. Love the way he does that spot. Really, really cool. As soon as that happens, I literally go 5, 4, 3. As Kenny King hits a very impressive springboard blockbuster to York. 2. Zima Ion makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. Upsetting Kenny King. Zima Ion pins Christian York. I literally counted down to the pinfall. Like, it's so fucking obvious, these matches.
Booking 101, brother. Booking 101. At least they had Zima Ion get the win, so there's another person interjecting this X four-way, which is good.
Dude, you say at least. What have they achieved here?
They've destroyed the babyface they're trying to push in Christian York, and now they've added Zima Ion to infuriate Kenny King. Classic booking. Have you not watched 5-Star or IPW?
Heel Zima Ion and now heel Kenny King have got some tension. Awesome.
If only there was another tag team in TNA who are two heels who tease tension. I wonder if...
This fucking company, man. Just take Rob Van Dam, take Kenny fucking King, and put them in a feud. It's not that complicated. Like, what's wrong with these idiots?
Hulk Hogan.
Just have Kenny King pin Rob Van Dam in a tag team match because the heels cheated. Like, come on, guys. Seriously. There's an easy story to tell here. And I guarantee they will do that before the pay-per-view. Or something like that. You know what I mean? They'll have Rob Van Dam get fucked over to build to a match with Rob Van Dam for the X belt. But like this wasting your time teasing tension between two heels. I'm like, I don't give a shit, mate.
It's not the main story though, is it? They're not. It's the wedding that's the main story.
I thought you meant in this X Division feud, and I'm like, story? What fucking story? It's probably the best match of the night, but it's fucking shit.
Oh no, the main's better than this.
I don't know. Brooke and Bobba arrive backstage. Wobbly cam. Guess what happens? A producer asks them some questions. Bobba stares down the producer and tells the camera to fuck off. And you're like, yeah, fair enough. I'd probably feel the same.
Also, I appreciate that as Bully Ray is suspended, so he's not technically a part of the roster. So first question, if he's not part of the Impact roster, how the hell did he get in without needing a security pass if he's suspended? Second of all, if he is technically part of the Impact roster and supposed to be there, he's fucking an hour late.
WCW
Tardiness
2000,
in
bro.
wrestling is bad.
It's Russo booking 101, mate. How else is someone meant to get over? They have to turn up late in a car, and like they couldn't afford the limo this time. I have so they had to get a Chevrolet truck instead. But the principle is the same. You have them arrive late to the show, so you can show them backstage. To I don't know, try and make us care. Is that the objective?
Certainly didn't make me care. I did like before this little segment, they used almost common sense. Because Taz on commentary before they went backstage got a call on his phone and was left the announce table before they showed this segment. So this was almost sensible.
Was that before this segment? So before Bully arrived, Taz has already gone?
Yeah. Taz gets a call on his cell phone. He disappears from the booth. They show Bully and Brooke. And then, well, who knows what happens at the start of hour 2?
I don't remember the order of events going in that that order, but to be fair, I was probably not paying much attention by this point, so who cares? It's all good.
And like Sting earlier, when the backstage producer said to Sting, who was responsible for the wedding? And he said, I'm going to do my talking in the ring. Bully Ray, I'm going to go to the ring to do my talking. All right. So we're all going to use the same promo, are we?
WCW 2000, bro. The inspiration for TNA, like, this is very clear at this point. We just need a couple of nut shots. We need, Hogan walking around backstage a bit more. We were missing that in this episode, but we've had it plenty in the other ones. Speaking of...
I miss Hogan.
Oh, yeah, sure. Samoa Joe. They've got Samoa Joe, don't you remember? Okay, is backstage with Bischoff's kids and Briscoe's kid. You're like, who else? Okay, obviously. Angle arrives. Not a very healthy looking Kurt Angle, I think it's fair to say.
He got attacked by Ace and Nates. Of course he's not looking healthy.
That's not what I mean.
K-Fab, as Joe Park would call it.
His eyes are wandering, and he's chewing quite a lot.
One of those really, really tough steaks in catering.
Yeah. Definitely what it is. I've never had, someone come lean on my car window going, all right, mate, yeah, how you doing? And just start constantly chewing. I've never experienced that at all in my life, have I, Dax? No.
But it's good to see the producer's kids knocking around with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, sure. So they all embrace. Angle isn't 100%, but he's got to do what he's got to do. That's Kurt Angle saying that line. I'm not 100%, but I'm going to do what I've got to do. Kurt Angle, one of my favourite promo guys of all time, has maybe been in, 10 of the funniest, best, most entertaining wrestling segments ever, is reduced to this shit.
He also was in Sharknado, so, same level.
Okay. I don't remember him being in Sharknado. I've seen at least one of those movies.
I think he was in Sharknado 2.
That might be why. I don't think I've seen the sequel. So Joe just kind of wanders off out of shot. That's the last we will see of Samoa Joe. Remember, they've got Samoa Joe almost in his prime. He's not in his prime. He's well overweight and just doesn't give a shit about what's happening. But they had Samoa Joe in his prime, and this is where they've got him to. Bischoff's kid and Briscoe's kid ask Angle how he's doing again for the second time in this 1 minute promo backstage. Angle repeats himself. I'm not 100%, but I'm ready to kick some ass.
The Patriot. He's American. He's the American dream.
Dude. They've got Kurt Angle, who's just drugged up out of his face. He's just looks so not like the Kurt Angle I want Kurt Angle to be. Even now, on his podcast, and you see him doing those silly cameos and little video segments. People, he's so entertaining, man. He's the best. I'm so happy he seems to have got himself healthy and clean. And pre these moments, and all those classic great moments with Stone Cold and the little cowboy hats and the milk and all these amazing segments. We know how good Kurt Angle is, right? And we know how good Samoa Joe is. Prior to this or his ROH stuff, and coming in the matches with Daniels and AJ, post this going to WWE and having these amazing matches now on commentary is fucking insane. Look how TNA are using these guys. It's embarrassing, dude. We've got to get fucking Wes Briscoe over.
I was thinking to try and lighten the mood. I always think when you mention about Kurt Angle, his most recent glory moment was when he was standing with his hands in his pockets, whistling when Triple H was going to go and do a word punch on him.
Oh, so
was beautiful.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Another wedding Angle video package, because we can't have enough video package. Do you know Bellator's on after this?
This is hour 2. If this was Nitro, we'd be having Spooty Pyro everywhere.
Yeah, fucking A.
God, I miss the Spooty Pyro.
I miss WCW so much, dude. So much. Bobber and Brooke now come out to the ring. Taz has legged it, as we said earlier.
So sensible, because Bully goes to the commentary table, not booth, or the commentary desk, not booth, and queried where Taz has gone. And Mike Tenay and Todd Kennel in a heli looked at him and basically pretended to do their best Scooby-Doo impression, going, I don't know.
That's fucking great.
Me young buck?
But the logic of Billy Big Bollocks Taz from the beginning of the show being like, no one can lay a finger on me, otherwise I'll own this friggin' place, to having to run away from Bully when he comes out. But I guess if he's taken the phone call earlier, then yeah, maybe they've got away with this logic. But yeah.
And also, he was a bit like, Bully Ray's going to punch me and I don't want to own this fucking company.
Mate, imagine taking on this debt. Do you want to go over this segment with Bully talking in the ring and Brooke doing acting?
67-year-old Bully Ray and 14-year-old Brooke Hogan get into the ring. Bully Ray says that last week should have been the greatest night of their lives, but in reality, it was a nightmare. A lot of people were hurt, especially wrestling fans. Bully Ray said he expected that from Devon, but he never, ever expected it from heel Taz. Yeah. Heel commentator, heel Taz. Obviously, he'd asked Tenay where Taz had gone, and he called Taz a coward. I'm sure the human suplex machine will be horrified by that. Bully Ray doesn't care that he got hurt, but he's mad because Ace hurt all the people around him. And the only person who trusted him, Sting. Maybe your future wife also trusted you. And the man he's been trying to get the trust of, Hulk Hogan. There's one... Sorry, my notes were there. And basically goes on, he promises revenge. And you know what? He promises revenge, but he can't get revenge until Hulk Hogan tells him he can get revenge.
Yeah, sure.
And at that stage, this brings out the Stinger. Sting's obviously being delighted to be paid to not have to bump, and comes out for another one of his TNA contracted appearances. And he says, the world knows Hulk Hogan doesn't do anything halfway.
Dude!
Certainly not.
Dude!
Bubba's arrived.
Dude, that fucking line. Hulk Hogan doesn't do anything halfway. He fucking does. He
only does the tip in Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. Doesn't go halfway in there.
I've seen him half drop belts a million fucking times. You know what I mean?
Sting goes on to say Hogan may have walked Brooke down the aisle, but he's still only come halfway.
He only half main evented WrestleMania 9, for fuck's sake. Like, what are we talking about?
And no, to again continue the tits and beaver analogies today, Sting says it's time for Hogan to go all the way.
That's the bit I
Next
burst
week-
out laughing when he said that. It was great.
My note here said Stinger and the rest of the roster, but not Jeff Hardy, are going to the UK. Sting wants Hogan to come and end the suspension that allows Bully Ray to show up every week, get on the microphone, and make irregular roster threats. So let's remove the suspensions to the guy who turns up every week. This is worse than when Cena was fired from WWE during that Nexus angle, because Bully Ray's always fucking there.
Sure.
So essentially the story is Sting believes Hogan's going to turn up, go all the way to the UK next week, just to tell Bully Ray, yeah, you're not suspended. Send him an email, mate. Save the flight. You know, with your back, you don't want to be done up in like even business class. Your back's going to hurt going to Manchester.
This is TNA just going, well, we're not going to deliver this payoff, what they call a payoff at least, in front of these fucking idiots in Florida.
We're not going to pay our talent. That's got to pay off.
Sure. So we get a replay of Rude and Aries and Chavo and Hernandez last week. Some creepy camera ops spies on Rude and Aries backstage, you know, shooting through the blind. Could you not just lift the blind first, you fucking weirdos? Rude and Aries are discussing who's going to wrestle who this evening. I'm like, what is going on? And basically, this gets explained later that they're going. One of them is going to have a one-on-one match with Hernandez, and like neither of them want to have that match. And I'm like, jokes. Oh, fucking hell. Neither of them want to be injured. Neither of them want to have this match, do they? Of course not.
Works well though. The dynamic between these two is very, very good. You know, cut out all the in-ring and all the other shit they've got to deal with.
Your definition of very, very good and my definition of very, very good are very different, apparently.
In comparison to Impact, their chemistry works and their promos together is good. You know, considering what else we've got on the table, the fact that they're trying to, you know, they're being very sensible, knowing we're away from the belt, so we're not going to get that, and we don't want to be part of Ace and Eight's angle because it's shit. So we'll make the best of what we've got and have to wrestle Chavo.
It's the classic thing of we've got these two heels who we were booking at the top of the card last week, but we don't want them to be the top heels anymore because we've got, how do I say this without spoiling too much, another person on the way to fill that agenda, you know? And so,
Jared Bischoff.
Yeah, sure. Can you imagine? Where's Briscoe? Fucking main eventing. And so
get Big Mummy down here.
we've got to have something for these guys to do. So let's not book them in storylines individually to get their characters over. We'll just make them do comedy shit together. It'll be fine. Who should we put them in the scene with? Oh yeah, let's put them in a feud with, you know, the tag team champions. Why the fuck not? We've got a tag division to book.
I do have a thought behind this, and I know you will probably shoot down the idea of this, but I think putting them together was supposed to try and get Aries to have a little bit more personality.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Bobby Roode, when he'd had his It Factor character, for what they had in TNA, was a very good character for him, and it worked quite well. Whereas Aries' promos, it's very difficult to believe him because, you know, he's a prick. But I think putting him with Roode was more of a case of, to Bobby Roode going, look, he will need your help. And by putting him with you, we can make him a bigger star by association with you. Because if they just sent Aries off by himself, it would have been a shower of shit.
Yeah, I know you're not a big Aries fan or whatever. During this time period, I thought he was quite good as the dastardly heel. Like, he got really, really over as a face. I think they put the belt on him even as a face. And then he, like, immediately turned. And I think that's where we are now. And I think they swap him back and forth a couple of times. And that's what you're doing here with putting him in the tag with Roode, is that, yeah, maybe bringing out personality and stuff. But you're going to turn him face if you keep doing comedy stuff. You keep being entertaining. People are going to cheer you. That's how fucking entertainment works. You know what I mean? If you're good and you're interesting and you make people laugh, they're not going to be like, boo, you bastard, you made me laugh, you prick. Which is what they're meant to be doing. They're fucking heels, you know?
I still don't like him. Banana in a pocket. What sort of fucking gimmick's that?
Lost me completely. Is that a thing?
In WWE, his gimmick was he had a banana in his pocket and he just took it out and ate it.
Fucking great. during that time period and post that, like, he just seems gone off the rails completely. And he had that moment where he walked out on Impact later on and just like, oh, disaster. But, 2013 Austin Aries, I was kind of into it. He's got a shitty little cape.
So does Mad Kurt.
Another fucking video package, because you can never have enough. We paid that guy to do them, so we've got to show him. Jeff Hardy slow-mo set to awful cheesy music, and I do mean awful, and commentary shouting things. Note that during this highlight package they had absolutely no quotes from Todd on commentary.
That's because they need to have people shouting to go over this terrible emo rock song in the background that's probably something else from TNA's music division.
Can you imagine your editor going through like hours and hours of footage going, right, we need these moments of like commentary screaming these great moments. Every time you get to Todd, he's like, oh, and Jeff Hardy has won the match. Jeff Hardy is lifting the belts. Jeff Hardy is walking to the back. He's just like the most descriptive commentator of all time. Oh, but like
Willow
in the worst
in
way.
Wisp.
Yeah, sure. Bellator's on after this. Jeff Hardy walking backstage with 2 wobbly cameras. Ooh, 2 wobbly camera stacks.
Budget increase.
Oh, it's fucking great. Jeff has his ugly fucking belts. Jeff knows who Chris Daniels is. You bloody hope so, to be fair. And Jeff is going to show the world who Chris Daniels isn't. And I'm like, well, like Jeff Jarrett or something.
He is not Curry Man. He's not a spot. He's not a spicy. He does not taste great. Curry Man. What a gimmick.
This poses the question, Tax. Is Jeff Hardy about to show everyone that Chris Daniels is indeed not a shark?
He's a man.
Such a quote. I'm about to show the world who Chris Daniels isn't. Like, okay. Thanks, I guess. I don't know what we're meant to say to this.
I mean, let's be honest. There's literally nothing else we can say about it. It's just one of those... again, the value of a scriptwriter in some instances.
Well, it's been half an hour, Tax, so, we better have another wrestling match.
We do need matches on a card.
On a wrestling show. It's Bobby Roode versus Dangerous Mex Hernandez with Chavo Guerrero by his side.
Fucking hate Chavo.
I'll just give you your moment, see if you want to say something. Good stuff.
Although, in fairness, my daughter still plays with the Chavo and Conan action figures, and they go to the gym together to lift weights.
Oh, that's cool.
After she's heard mine and Matt's joke of continuing saying, go to the gym and get massive, I said, what are Chavo and K-Dog doing? They're going to the gym to get massive. We then take them to the Playmobil hospital and inject them both, and then they come out massive.
No, allegedly, yeah, sure. Todd and Tenay putting the match over, but Taz is back and has to cough into the mic to get himself over for a few minutes. Be like, I'm here, right? As Todd and Tenay are still trying to put the match over, and Taz is like, and you're like, shut the fuck up, Taz.
I mean, he's got to lay his claim, hasn't he? He's got to let people know that he's there, because he's back from his important call avoiding Bully Ray and the Brooke Hogan.
Yeah. So Roode is making his entrance. Taz is putting himself over, not the match or Roode, because TNA. Chavo Hernandez's music comes out, and they come out, and their music is fucking terrible. It's like the worst ripoff of a Wolfpack theme. It's really grown. It's worse week to week, the music. Like, they have some great music, but it's definitely reserved for the top guys.
Yeah, Peroxygen.
Yeah, exactly.
Peroxygen by Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that's the top music. It's fucking great. Taz asks us, how bad was the commentary tonight? And I'm like, yeah, like most nights, mate. Fuck. Graphic on screen for Lockdown. Again, good they're promoting their own stuff. But did you know Bellator's on after this? Commentary are just putting over Taz and the Aces and Eights bollocks all the way through this fucking match. Also, Roode and Hernandez are having a match. I'm saying it because someone fucking has to.
And Hernandez is working mildly safe.
Yeah, sure. Commentary don't mention this match at all. I'm not exaggerating. They don't talk about the fucking match that's happening. It's so
No,
stupid.
It's only the finish
Yeah.
that they actually notice something's going on.
Yep. Aries out to move Rude out of the way of a potential Hernandez dive. Doesn't actually do the dive. Aries and Rude shove and shout at each other. Chavo goes after Aries. Rude,
Oh, fucking Chavo, attention-seeking prick.
Rude goes round the other side of the ring while Hernandez is distracted. Gives him
The best finisher ever.
gives him a bulldog for the 1, 2, 3. Huh?
A deadly bulldog from the It Factor to big Sean Hernandez. And the good thing is, like, Hernandez may claim he's distracted just watching Chavo and Aries fight about who's the biggest cock. And he was like, I haven't hurt either of those two tonight. It's been a good night. Bobby Roode runs behind him. He's like, wee, little bulldog. 1, 2, 3.
It's fucking the Rocker's setup move. It's the finish.
I
What?
guarantee you we won't see that move again in this run of Aces and Eight shows.
Tenay, the fucking mark that he is, goes, "Oh, I think we just saw a swerve." And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, guys. Really? Is this necessary? Like, it's a TV show, guys. You're watching entertainment. Way.
And also tonight, it's called a bulldog, not a swerve.
That's my point. In that if he called the move or called it like it was a sport, like so you can somewhat suspend your disbelief and enjoy the story at least they're attempting to tell. Not that you can with this bollocks, but just immediately to be like, hey, it's booked, it's fake, it's a swerve, wrestling. I was like, oh, why? Come on. It wasn't awful. And the finish is stupid, but there's something happening here, I guess, as we've been talking about. They've got two heels who are kind of shoving each other, and I'm like, oh, where's this going? And then they just pin him, and I'm like, off of Bulldog. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But you've got heels and faces. We know which is which. The Rude and Aries argue with each other, even post-match. And, you know, Chavo jumps in to check on Hernandez. He's okay from that lethal Bulldog he just took.
At least Tenay on commentary didn't try and do what he did in like mid-90s, late 90s WCW, where he'd try and put over the damage that move did you. Oh, and that bulldog, it would have hyperextended the trap and the neck muscle as Hernandez's face was driven right into the ground and clogged up an artery in his left ventricle.
Yeah, exactly. Or being like, Cito Conquistador used that as a finish in 1922 in Mexico, and it's a lethal bulldog extravaganza. Like, making shit
I
up.
believe it's called a Tope El Conhilo Woof Woof.
25 minutes still to go on this show. Well, until Bellator. We've only got one match left on the card. The match for the Impact TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
The Impact Intergalactic Jeff Hardy Will-O-the-Wisp generic strap.
Sure. So obviously we cut to Kurt Angle with the wobbly cameras walking backstage. So Angle's new gimmick here is that he's the cyborg Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Is it,
He's a cyborg,
is
don't you know?
not having just Kurt Angle good enough? They have to call him the cyborg now.
Because he's so robotic in the ring.
I mean, during this time, you know, fucked up neck and everything. Yeah. Replay of lady wrestlers having to be sluts to keep a job in TNA. It's great fun.
Tits and beaver, tits and beaver, tits and beaver.
Tits and beaver. Another video package, because of course, it's the Angle Aces Nate's cage match previous thing with Mr. Anderson being a heel and blah-de blah-de blah. Angle out to the ring now.
But we had, as we haven't really dipped in on this, so obviously we had our little background in the first episode of this Ace and Eight's run, which you can visit at worldofwrestlingpodcast.com if you want to start from the beginning. We hadn't actually seen footage of Ace and Eight's taking out Kurt Angle yet.
Yes, we have. In the
And
first
having
show.
brisk... No, because that was Genesis.
do you
We
mean
went
no?
we went through.
Okay, go on.
No, they didn't. They didn't show this part.
All right, okay.
Because we went through it through words. Because Ace and Eight's only had one match on that show. It's only since the wedding they've become. Only since the wedding they've actually had a main event feud, despite being in the company for 6 months. But in a cat, they've all run down, and it was the first time I recall seeing Briscoe and Bischoff being involved in this as well, running out to run off Aces and Eights.
Sure, because that's the important thing here. We need to get off. Get off? Wait, let's not get them off. That's Brooke's job. We need to get over these two young boys, right? Yeah, that's the important bit here. I don't mean to be a facetious cunt about it, but I mean, come on, dude. This is shit. I know they're building to Angle and Anderson, which this whole next segment is, but what the fuck are this Bischoff and this Wes Briscoe kid doing? Like, is this the young guys we're going to put into the thing to do the thing, right? I'll try not to spoil it. Fuck.
But it's important for the context of the overall story that Briscoe and Bischoff are there to help Angle and start becoming essentially his followers and gaining Angle's trust, which since Genesis we've not seen anything of because Kurt Angle's been sensible and not wanting anything to do with this company.
Sure. Speaking of which, Angle comes out to the ring. Bellator's on after this. Angle tells us he'll get revenge next week. And that Taz doesn't know what revenge means. I'm pretty sure Kurt and Taz... Blah, 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 blah. There's a joke there that I fucked up. Anyway, moving on. Kurt will get revenge next week at the hands of Mr. Anderson. So, Mr. Anderson's going to get the revenge for Kurt?
Pronouns, pal.
Angle calls out Anderson. An awkward pause later, and here comes Mr. Canada.
So entrenched in Ace and Eights, he has to have his own entrance music.
Yeah, exactly. From the nacho stand out the back. Anderson says things and jumps Angle. Angle runs off Anderson. Angle tells us it will be 1-on-1 next week and implies there will be no interference. You see what he did there? He made a joke. It'll be Angle versus Anderson in a steel cage. Because that...
Can he do that, Joey?
Yeah, exactly. The whole, there won't be interference. It'll be 1-on-1 because we'll be in a steel cage. I'm like, didn't you just literally a minute ago show footage from a few weeks ago where you were having a 1-on-1 cage match with a shit ton of interference?
But this time...
TNA. I'm dumb. Sorry.
But, and again, Taz on commentary saying, since when we were allowed to do this? When we were allowed to do this? Obviously, it's still going to happen anyway because they need to sell, next week's show. But attempting to point out that, we make fun of all the time, he can't do that, Joey. But, it's open fight night, so I want to wrestle Christy Hemme in a pudding match at open fight night.
Well, we've got our main event for Manchester next week. Kurt Angle against Mr. Anderson in a cage. I mean, it's...
United versus the Spurs.
They've booked a main event at least.
And the tickets have already sold, so it doesn't matter if Kurt Angle can't make it through customs.
Sure, but it gives you something to get excited about, These guys used to work for Vince, don't you know?
I mean, Bellator is in a cage.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
makes sense.
Yep. Aces and Eights in their little clubhouse backstage. I mean, I'm sorry, in their clubhouse somewhere else. Oh, got a little clubhouse, boys. What, little dinkums? Oh, look at your little clubhouse. Oh, so cute.
Which, in fairness, must be pretty close to the Impact Zone because Ken Anderson left and then was miraculously back in the clubhouse.
Yeah, you'd think that, you get some TNA boys together and just go beat the shit out of them for attacking you every week,
Bully Ray's looking for revenge, but he's being a good face and waiting for Hulk Hogan to tell him he can do it.
Tax, when we cut into this scene in this little clubhouse, oh, look at that little clubhouse. Okay. What does Anderson say to the, prostitutes they have at their little clubhouse?
All I wrote in my notes was, Anderson yells at hookers.
He literally goes, "Hey, hookers."
Yep. Isn't that like a rugby term?
It is.
Maybe they play sports.
I was a hooker.
You earned good money.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But I'm not that high caliber hooker. So what can I say? Yeah. This is a 30-second segment where Anderson's sitting on a little pleather couch thing, and Devon's sitting next to him, and Anderson goes, "Hey hookers!" I think he tells them to shut up, and then Devon goes, "Chill out, man." That's the
Have
segment.
a sip of beer.
Yeah, that's literally.
Have a sip of beer.
That's literally the segment. There's nothing else here. That's it.
Yeah. He goes on to say, "You don't think I'd let you go into a match without having a battle plan? Well, hang on. How did you know this match was going to happen? So you must have already had a battle plan."
16 minutes left until Bellator. It's time for your main event of the evening. The TN Impact TNA Heavyweight Championship, leather on a pole, something. Crack Jeff Hardy, our current champion, versus Christopher Daniels with Frankie Kazarian by his side and his manager license. Hardy's face paint right here. It's half brick wall and half 70s hippie couch.
Again, can't. It's so objective art, isn't it? I mean, it's shit, but it's objective.
He's got eyes over his eyes, Tax. It's fucking great art.
Kurt Angle's got those too for next week.
You know that Sting once hid himself as Sting?
No, when you put that in the Discord, that was hilarious.
I love it, mate. Sting camouflaging himself in a Sting mask is just one of the greatest TNA moments of all time. It's like, oh, it's Sting. You're like, yeah. He's wearing a Sting mask. Of course it's Sting. So good.
Imagine the creative meeting. So Sting, we've got an idea. You're going to be in the crowd and we need you to tonk a chair over RVD's head, but we need you to be in disguise. Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't you dress up as you? All the TNA marks will go, oh, look at this guy dressed up as Sting.
I mean, there's a few of them in the crowd,
Fucking
to be
hell.
fair, so yeah, I get it. So did you catch what Taz was saying at the beginning of this match? Well, as soon as they start announcing the match.
Something about Bellator?
Well, yeah, they say lots of that. But Taz literally goes, oh, it's interesting that Jeff Hardy's the TNA World Champion. Terrible if something bad happened to him at the end of this match. Like, literally calling the run-in as the match is starting.
It'd be an awful shame we couldn't explain Jeff Hardy not being in the UK, so we're going to have to write him off for a few weeks.
Yeah, but like this kayfabe.
Let's find out.
This kayfabe of literally spelling it out. I mean, he's obviously seen a TNA match before because we all know there's going to be a run-in at the end somewhere. But literally spelling it out on commentary. I'm like, you fucking douchebag. I'm like, I've highlighted this comment just to point out that Taz said this at the beginning of the match. So I was like, if there isn't a run-in, I'm just not going to mention it. But if there is, I'll look like a genius because I'm I'm joking. Borash in the ring to do his best Michael Buffer routine for the championship match. Nice touch, but Borash is no Michael Buffer.
He is not. I'm glad he's found a good job in WWE.
Yeah, sure. I always kind of like Borash, but it's just, I don't know. He doesn't bring a lot of what's what I'm looking for? Grandeur, I guess. It's just
he's not. It's not. It doesn't give you that big match feel, does it? When Borash is doing the introductions.
I mean, it'd probably be difficult because they're in the Impact Zone. It's just the same setting every time. But I like both the guys going into the match. At least they're going to kind of call it in a little bit.
Daniels has been, I'd say the best wrestler we've seen across the three shows so far.
Yeah,
and having to drag a not overly with it Jeff Hardy through a 15-minute, 20-minute main event. Again, he works brilliantly with whatever he's been given.
Hold on.
He
Did
makes
you say
me believe
25-minute main event?
15 to 20-minute main event.
I'd say the bell rings with 12 minutes left on the show. Just to throw it out there.
Introductions.
But there's shit at the end as well. Like post-match. This match is maybe 10 minutes.
Main event time.
TNA. TNA. Jeff cheerleads. Christopher Daniels plays up the chicken shit heel shtick him and Kaz have been doing. It's pretty fun. Both lads talk way too much. You can hear them calling spots as soon as the match starts. But, this is recorded and they had a week to edit it, so TNA.
And also, he's got to shout loudly so Jeff can hear him through his comatose ears.
There is that.
Jeff, arm drag.
Did you notice that Chris Daniels has some of his hand taped up, but not all of it? So he's got
yeah, so he can do the middle finger.
Yeah, it's well funny. It's so stupid that it becomes funny. He's got black tape around his thumb, his first finger, his third finger, fourth finger, and his baby finger. What's the one before your baby finger called?
Your ring finger.
Ring finger, thank you very much. His ring finger and his baby finger. So he's got black tape on all of those, but not on his middle finger. So when he holds his hand up flat to the camera, it looks like he's giving you the finger. And I'm like, this is a bored man coming up with shit to do backstage. That's well funny. I laughed about this for about 2 minutes.
It's such a nice touch.
Yeah,
very funny.
So silly. It's so stupid that it's great. Do you know what's also so stupid that it's great? In Australia, 48 million kangaroos. Okay. Uruguay has 3 million inhabitants. So if the kangaroos decided to invade Uruguay, each Uruguayan would have to fight off 14 kangaroos.
Fact.
Shoehorned. As requested.
Well played. Well played.
I saved it right off the end of the pod just to try and pop you, so there we go. Got it in there. I almost stumbled over most of the wording, but we got there eventually. It's been a long fucking week, mate.
Good thing you got to watch this quality wrestling to finish it all off.
I guess I should probably clarify for our lovely listeners at home. I may sound a little less lucid than normal because my kids have been waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. every single fucking day for the past couple of months. And we're trying to sell a house, and she started nursery as well, so it's been a joyous week. I think we're almost there. We've done pretty good. We've just got the end of this match to get through.
And then the aftermath. Because, not that Taz has spoiled anything, but there might be something that happens afterwards per Taz's instruction.
Taz tells us that Hardy is the best at being a hot dog. Say it. Say it.
I mean, which one? Hot diddly dog?
No!
Or...
He's saying he's the best person at being a hot dog on TNA Impact every week. Who else looks like a hot dog on TNA Impact, Stu? Tags. Kayfabe. It's Hulk fucking Hogan, mate.
It's too hairy for a hot dog.
Christopher Daniels locks in a Koji clutch. 5 minutes until Bellator. Heel Taz on commentary is fucking intolerable to me. I find him so annoying. He's not just noise-making Taz now, every 2 seconds or whatever. He's now being illogical because he's being a heel. And I know heels are meant to lie, and he's doing things he's meant to be doing as a heel. But just as a commentator, god damn, I'd absolutely had enough by the end of this. Just of Taz. I'd never want to listen to Taz ever again, mate.
Do we want to try and bring up if this is good heat or go away heat?
For me, it's completely go away heat. It's like he's not going to wrestle. He can't get his comeuppance properly. It's just so stupid and pointless, the whole thing to me.
Heyman and Lawler were the best heel commentators.
Sure.
And obviously Heenan and Heenan from a comedic standpoint. I think that's the problem with heel commentators is they feel they need to be deliberately splash up the heel, whereas Lawler, he was just cheering on the bad guys and justifying them doing bad rather than just being an absolute ring piece is what Taz is doing on this commentary.
100%, man. Where are we? Okay, both lads run through a full false finish spots. We get, Jeff kicking out the one wing, whisper in the wind, all that sort of stuff. Jeff shoves Christopher Daniels into Kaz, who's up on the apron because TNA. Swanton.
We didn't see that earlier with Tara and Jesse either. It's fine.
Absolutely not. Swanton for the 1, 2, 3. And relatively clean for TNA. Your winner is Jeff Hardy. Decent enough match. Again, both guys are capable of significantly more. but they played down the interference. They've obviously had kind of wrangled into their match backstage. It's fine. It's good enough, you know.
It's a TNA main event to have their champion go over clean, because at no point, even if you were watching this live, would you think Daniels is going to win the belt?
No, not at all. Not I'm hoping hell.
Taz wasn't impressed with the result, though, was he?
So, Jeff celebrating his victory. Here comes Taz to talk shit and walk down the ramp. I literally burst out laughing because I'm like, it's happening. It's fucking happening. He literally called it. Taz goes, "What you gonna do, Jeff?" And I'm like, that's not your fucking gimmick. Hogan's literally in charge of this company. And you're like, what you gonna do? After fucking stealing shtick earlier in the night as well. Like, Taz is the worst at this time, man. And then, out of nowhere, because Jeff is distracted, a member of Aces and Eights.
But I think the description would be a heavy-set male in a mask and a cut.
Yeah, with a blonde girl at his heels, right?
She's normally on her knees, near his heels.
She's not here, just to clarify, listeners. So a member of Aces and Eights hits Hardy with a hammer in the back of the knee. Now, this is going to...
Can he do that, Joey?
Can he fucking do that, Joey? This is going to test your gamery meme knowledge here to Mr. Tax Williams. I wonder whether you know this one. I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took a hammer to the knee.
Tomb Raider.
Little fail there, Mr. Tax, but it's okay. Let's move on.
Uncharted.
No, we're not doing this. It's Skyrim.
Paperboy.
It's okay. It's just a different world. Like, I get it. It's fine. Don't worry. There's going to be a couple of people out there that probably will find that amusing. Not even very funny. It's just that it's in Skyrim, there's a thing that lots of the non-player characters repeat all the time. They're like, I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee. And it just becomes this cliche of just like, it's just a stupid thing that these characters just keep repeating all the time. So, you know, I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took a hammer to the knee, like Jeff Hardy.
They did that in Monkey Island when you were learning to be a sword fighter.
Sure. See, I get
Why
your
not?
gaming references. Why can't you get mine?
Because I played 6 games and watched 5 films. One of them is Sharknado 2 of Kurt Angle.
It's fine. So, oh yeah, we're out of here, by the way. That is the end of the show. Classic TNA. Need a bit of a run in at the end, you know.
So, just to get this straight, heading into next week,
it was
what
shit.
we assume
It was
potentially.
fucking shit.
Jeff Hardy's been twatting the back of a knee with a hammer.
Yeah.
Yet, that doesn't mean he can't get on an aeroplane.
Yeah, sure. It's the drugs that are the airplane problem, mate.
I mean, this episode, the last week's episode was funny because it had the hilarious wedding, and I know this has become the norm, but I could try and find good points out of Genesis and last couple of weeks of Impact. Crikey, it's hard to find something good in this show.
I'm just quickly flicking through my notes now. And I'm like...
The only thing I will say as a positive is that we're now starting to have more and more of an Aces and Eights presence in the main event. They're interjecting themselves and they're starting to set up feuds. So we've got the feud with Angle. We've got the feud now potentially with Jeff Hardy as we're getting involved in this jazz that we've got here. Gallows is still hilarious. Taz wears yellow with his leather.
Yeah.
Wear orange, Taz. It's your fucking gimmick.
Yeah, you would have thought. There's no Hogan. There's no real Samoa Joe. Didn't they have AJ Styles at this time?
They did.
Who else did they have, like, just hanging around? Was Christian around in 2013?
I think Christian was back in WWE at this stage, but they had
me
Magnus. I think they even had Doug at this time
Bloody hell.
as well.
They've got Kaz. They've got Frankie Kazarian. They're using him as Daniels' manager. You're like, what? They've got so many talented wrestlers on the roster at the point we're getting to. And they just continue week after week to just kind of have these very mediocre matches and these dumbass storylines. And why the fuck are we focusing on getting heel Taz over on commentary? What does this achieve exactly?
I wonder if a lot of the talent they signed, this was to do with their appearance-based contracts. And I wonder if essentially they've blown their load leading into Bound for Glory last year and had no talent left. Because if you think on this card, as you said, we had 4 matches, but every week we seem to be getting the same talent. Like we've had Velvet Sky on every show. Mm-hmm. We've had the champion Tara on once, not even in a vignette, nothing at all. She's appeared once since we've done it. Taryn Terrell has appeared more than our champion.
Got to get this ref gimmick over. That's the really important stuff here, right?
Especially with the crotch shots.
Yeah. All right. I found the TNA roster from 2013. Okay, let's just quickly. I'll just mention some names, just to mention people they're not booking. So AJ Styles, Chris.
What's he ever done?
Chris Sabin. They had D'Lo Brown, but he was an agent, wasn't he? Doug Williams, Elijah Berg, Ethan Carter III. They had Gunner from Gunner and Nelson. They had Jeff Jarrett. They had Jeff Hardy. They've been booking Jeff Hardy, to be fair. They had Homicide. They had who else?
Must have Suicide.
Yeah, of course. King Mo, obviously. Matt Morgan. There's a guy that haven't been booking. I mean, the rosters. Petey Williams, Rob Terry, Robbie, Rockstar Spud, Sanjay Dutt, Shark Boy, Scorpio Sky, Samoa Joe.
Wait, Scorpio Sky was in TNA. I had absolutely no recollection of that at all.
Yep. Trent, Tommy Dreamer. Jesus Christ. So there's definitely a bunch of names there you thought they would be utilizing a bit better than this. It's not as good as I would have thought it would have been.
That's the thing. When you're running down that list, you can see why. I mean, if you look at the people with the belts, RVD with the X belt, well, that's given who's on the sidelines. That's debatable, but I think him, AJ, Joe could have been the only people to hold that. And for the big belt, the main belt, Kurt, Sting, Jeff, both of them, Hardy and Jarrett.
Yeah, sure. This particular show, this is like a -4 for me. It's not -5 because it wasn't absolutely fucking horrifically bad like the last couple of shows, like infuriatingly bad. It's just, again, just a bit tedious, to be honest. I don't get why anyone would tune into this week to week out of choice.
Because they don't want to forget that Bellator's on.
Yeah, maybe, dude. And it's just like almost anything but WWE, I guess a lot of people would have been around this time. I remember a lot of people talking about seeing like the Hornswoggle segments where like he goes to run through the wall, for example, and being like, okay, that's enough. And then kind of tuning over to TNA and sticking with it through these times. I'm honestly, I would rather watch Hornswoggle trying to run through a wall.
I'm hoping for the next 4 episodes, because they taped the next 4 episodes in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they actually deliver a decent in-ring content for the UK fans, because you said, with the fans from Manchester and then the fans from London, so we've got 2 tapings in Manchester and 2 tapings in London from their UK tour. They would shit over this. Had they, and I also think if they were preparing for this UK tour, hoping that they're thinking we've actually got a paid crowd of over 10,000 people who have come to pay to watch us. And the gates, genuinely, for both these Manchester shows and the London shows were, I mean, the gates were good. I don't know, obviously, if they papered any of it, but the attendance, and I'm sure we can speak to some of our listeners who, you know, people like Will Power, who said he went to the London taping, so he'd be able to vouch whether or not it looked like a legit sellout or if there's any taping.
Sure.
Taping off of areas. But I just hope the reason why the last 2 episodes of Impact have been so dire is because they're saving themselves for decent stuff for this paid-for audience rather than the holidaymakers at Orlando Resort, Florida Studios, whatever they're at.
Yeah, you can see why they'd be keen to get out of Florida, just in general. It's the crowd, I don't think they do many favors. It feels so stale week to week. Like, you could have it here, and you could have these fans, and you could book an interesting product, but there's a reason they're having people like Kurt Angle and Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy week to week, because these are just people they want to see, you know? They don't know who Homicide is. They don't know really who even Samoa Joe is, you know? But these fans in the UK will, and I fully expect these UK shows to be booked awfully and every match to be full of run-ins, but I think there will be wrestling matches, you know? I think we'll get 5, 6 over those 2 hours rather than 3 or 4. At least that's my hope, because they're just going to want to emphasize this crowd. And they will do segments in the ring like they do here as well, but I'm just praying there's less backstage bollocks, because this show was maybe 50% backstage and video packages and vignettes and stuff, and they're just not very good. They don't get you anywhere, you know?
I did have one point for you to either consider for this week or to consider for future weeks.
Go for it.
So, obviously, the only thing I can compare Impact to from a stationary setting where they are at the Impact Zone is NXT when it was at Full Sail.
Yep.
But people who went to Full Sail were genuine wrestling fans. Do you think, imagine having the NXT crowd in the Impact Zone for these last 2 shows of Impact. Do you think having a positive crowd who know the wrestlers, who know the products, and a majority of them know some of the storylines, because, you know, we said sometimes crowds make shows. Do you think having an NXT style crowd in the Impact Zone would have helped these 2 shows?
I wish you could see my face right now. Nothing is going to help this company. Nothing can help this awful fucking booking. You could have the most forgiving crowd in the fucking world. They would see this utter dog shit and laugh or fall asleep like I wanted to. It's terrible, dude. It's so bad. And like, I think second you have Hogan and Bischoff in charge of anything in 2013, you're just like, nope, definitely not. This ain't gonna work. This is destined to fail.
Do you not think even the in-ring elements, and Grant, I know we've only had 7 matches over the last 2 Impacts, but do you not think those 7 matches, the talent would actually want to perform for those, paying genuine TNA fans if you had an NXT style crowd? Do you think the in-ring action would improve with that fan base, or do you think they'd still phone it in?
I think it's very little to do with the fan base, because I think that, you know, these are professional guys that are trying to go out and do their best in the circumstances they're in. Even for these fans, which there are some genuine fans in that crowd. I know we mocked them a lot, but, you know, there's some dedicated cosplaying fans and stuff out there that, like, you know, these guys really appreciate, and you can see them taking the time to slap hands and, you know, embrace these people at ringside and stuff. It's I think more about the situation backstage, who you've got to deal with to get your shit done, and being in front of this small-ish crowd, and just the stigma of working for TNA. I think that's it. It's been booked so badly for such a long time by this point. And you know that you're going to get shit on by the older WWE guys coming in who can maybe pop a rating for a little bit, but then as soon as people start to get used to them and see that they're not as capable as they used to be, and maybe they're not as keen to be here because they're used to, you know, 6 to 8 to 12,000 people every night working for Vince. I just think the idea of working for these people backstage and then being booked like this just is so demoralizing for these wrestlers, that they're genuinely coming out and doing their best week to week, but they've just got such bollocks to work with every week that it's impossible to kind of get up for it.
The only thing I'm happy about is now we've got more build, more interaction for the Aces and Eights, because obviously that's the whole idea why we're doing the 10-week run. So there is, you know, I was worried that we'd get to stages where we'd have shows where nothing from the Aces and Eights would happen, whereas again, as we mentioned at the end of this match, a very heavy set member of Aces and Eights that I don't recall seeing suddenly doing the run-in. So again, people can start piecing stuff together. Again, I'm not defending this shit in any way, but I'm just glad that there is some degree of progression, and I'm hoping over the next 2-3 weeks we're going to see even more reveals and interactions before we get to lockdown.
I mean, what they're implying is that it could be Samoa Joe because he's roughly the same size as Bully Ray, and I think that's the only reason he's being booked at all on these shows. And I think that's...
Exactly, it gets people thinking.
So what you're pointing out is like, you know, rightfully so, this is why we're doing this series, is about the Aces and Eights and such, and seeing what it was like. But I think focusing on the Aces and Eights storyline is what's ruining these shows week to week, because the storyline is so terrible and the wrestlers they're using are so fucking terrible that it's like they've completely lost their priorities with putting the best wrestling show on week to week. They're just trying to tell this story that they're so focused on, they're so convinced it's going to be the thing people are going to get over with, that even after the big unveil, they're going to be like, okay, what's next week? And they're going to be like, more of this? It's just, it just doesn't work for me, man. I'm trying. I'm really trying week to week and hoping I'm going to see something decent and they're going to surprise me. And God bless British fans, 'cause at least next week we get to listen to a crowd. It's been a while, mate.
It just highlights one of the main things we wanted to see out of this 10 show run was this angle actually any good? Because if you look back at TNA, their big factions, you had Ace and Eights, you had Main Event Mafia, Fortune, which is essentially more of a spin-off of Main Event Mafia.
Again, I wish you could see my face right now.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Their big three factions for what TNA and TNA fans consider to be their big storylines.
Right, yeah, sure.
I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying this is what TNA fans say, and they look back as what are their iconic feuds and their iconic factions.
Iconic.
The whole purpose of doing the next...
I love it so much. Like anyone would ever consider TNA anything iconic apart from that one match with fucking Daniels, AJ, and Joe. It's fucking great. I'm not mocking you. I'm mocking the idea of a TNA fan being like, oh, it was so good. Like how I look back at ECW or something.
They called Sting the icon. He was iconic.
Yeah, sure.
He's not iconic.
Oh, how good was that Rumble spot where they went to do it and then Billy Kay couldn't decide?
I still thought the whole thing of Billy Kay going up to people going, do you want a tag?
That was a great Rumble, man. Can we end this? I'm tired.
0 cornflakes for me.
Yeah, -4. It's not a -5, but it's -4. Still really, really, really bad.
Come back next week when we're going to have UK fans. But where can people find you on the social medias and your work?
You can find me on the Twitter machine at FanboyRich. What's your new podcast, Tax?
It is at That Food Podcast.
Yeah,
me and Coach Wicked talk about food. And if you want to cook along with us, check it out or follow the Twitter, find out what recipe we're cooking and get involved.
Ooh, I love it. What's your other socials, mate?
I'm at the Tex Williams. I'm at the Tex Williams on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Goddamn Jim Cornette, motherfucker. I'm at the Tex Williams across all the other social platforms. But the best place to find us is at World of Rest Pod. Check out our archive at worldofwrestlingpodcast.com. And if you like what we do and hate TNA as much as we do, as iconic as this promotion is, go and buy yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie at amazon.co.uk. Just search World of Wrestling Podcast.
It's the worst wrestling show there has ever been. TNA, 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 TNA,
TNA.
Brooke Hogan, megastar of reality TV. The family drama was fascinating. Her dad is Hulk Hogan. A nation was absorbed. Well, the show has launched her, or helped launch her music career.
She's got a second album out. It's called The Redemption, and Brooke Hogan is here to perform Hey Yo, featuring Colby O'Donis. Nice to have you both here.
Thank you.
So, the second album, more pressure a little bit?
Not more pressure, actually, less, because I got to write it myself and work with really humble, nice people like Colby. And it was just a joy to make, so I'm actually really excited about it.
All right. How's your dad? How's your mom? What's going? Give us a quick update on the family.
Everybody's doing good. I'm still not really getting along with my mom. My dad's doing good, and Nick is doing good. He's working for charities and stuff.
We're actually going to talk more about your family coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. Right now we want to talk about the album. And the album definitely brings in some of your family problems,
It
right?
does. It does. I have a song that I titled Dear Mom. And that was like me just having it out with, a piece of paper, and I turned it into a song.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Well, we've been hearing you a little bit this morning. It's terrific. And the name of the song again is?
Hey Yo.
Hey Yo.
It makes my day. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Some say love and friends, they don't mix, but I can't help the way that I feel. Ayo, seeing you makes my day. Ayo, seeing you makes my day. Oh, I know you and me, it seems weird, but I think we should consider it. Ayo, seeing you makes my day. Ayo. Yeah.
The louder you guys are, the better the wrestlers will perform for you tonight.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
We're tough. We can take it, baby.
You got to penetrate in the back, baby.
Oh, I can see what you're talking. Wait just a minute.